What if you could get amazing results like this with your foil transfer kit?
The kit comes with a housing tool and 3 tips, fine, medium and bold. You also get 12 4-inch by 6-inch foil transfer sheets, strips of tape and some instructions. You need to start off in Design Space. I recommend starting with a test of your kit first. Open up a text box and select a writing font such as Cricut Sans. Now go up to Operation and select Foil and then choose Fine. Go to the colour box and choose the colour of the foil you want to use. For the test, create 3 lines of text and in Operation choose Foil and Fine for the first text box, Medium for the second text box and Bold for the third text box. I also added a circle to each line. Select all the text boxes and then attach. Hit Make It. I recommend moving your text down an inch and across an inch and cutting a piece of material that is at least an inch wider and longer than your text. And trim your foil so that there's about 1/4 of an inch border all the way around the edge. You're going to need your strips of sticky paper to keep the foil in place, and it needs to be quite taut on the material. This can feel a little bit fiddly the first couple of times, but honestly it does get easier. You'll need to add strips to all 4 sides to ensure that the foil is nice and secure and taut on top of your piece of material. Now you need to go back to Design Space and choose the material you're using. So I'm using a medium cardstock, and follow the on-screen instructions very carefully. You're going to start off with the fine tip nib and then you'll be changing it to medium and then bold. Design Space will tell you when to load, when to start the cut and when to change the nibs. Here's the result of my first test transfer and you'll see that there are a couple of errors. Firstly, I accidentally unloaded the mat before changing the nib. When I reloaded, the machine didn't carry on in the same place. Despite that, you can see how well the transfer worked. It came out super well and I was really pleased with it. I also learnt that the glue strips can damage the card you're using. So it's a good idea to use a small piece of card to test the glue strip on first. It doesn't happen on all types of card. I tested a few different materials. You may have noticed on a few of the materials small bits were missing, like a bit off the top of the circle. So with this piece of purple pearlized cardstock, I didn't unload my machine at the end. I pressed start again and went over it again with the same piece of foil and it came out absolutely fabulous. And this is how the foil looked after going over it twice. I was surprised that it didn't work at all with this cardstock, which has a sheen to it. It's a bit like a pearl cardstock. So I do recommend doing a small test on any new materials that you use. Another way to check which materials are compatible with the foil transfer kit is to check the list of compatible materials in the Make It stage. If you go to Browse All Materials and choose Compatible, you'll see a list of suitable materials for foil transferring onto. You can also put the name of a material into the search bar and search under All Materials, such as acetate, and you'll see that it comes greyed out, which means it's not compatible. I also tried using washi tape instead of the tape provided and it worked just as well without damaging any of the materials that I tested. But I would still recommend that you first test the washi tape on a small piece of the material you want to use. Keep your leftover foil pieces because you can use them to fill in the letters if you don't want to use a writing font. I used a Cricut glue pen to fill in the letters and the leaves and the centres of the daisies, then left it to dry. The longer you leave it, the better. Now place a piece of foil remnant over the glued areas and gently burnish. Then remove the foil and see the results. Just gorgeous. If you missed any bits, then you can go over again with the foil. You can re-glue and refoil several times and you can get quite a cool raised effect by doing that. I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, then please do. It's free and you'll get notifications of when new videos come out. Bye bye for now.